Hey everyone, the Super Vader 400 here, Douglas Blair Roberts, Mr. the Fanboy, and of course the brown skin human. Come back at you with my late, out of date review of the AEW Revolution 2021 pay per view, which was, I think, 2 to 3 weeks ago. 2 to 3 weeks ago. Yeah, this is my late, out of date review. Wanted to review it on time, but I was just way too tired. I was just way too tired, and I wanted to watch and enjoy this show some more before I got up and started talking about it. So yeah, this is the webcam portion. Sometime in the future, there'll be two other versions, including a picture, audio picture narration version, and another version leading you to that version featuring the old style with me just doing the webcam and doing a short narration review of each match. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing for pay-per-views from now on. But the webcam and stuff will always be first because they're much faster and easier to do. So with that being said, let's get started right now.
Sometimes I ask myself, what are we doing here? I think of all the reasons, but it's still not clear. So many places to go, there's nothing here. So let's get away from this, 'cause this place will hardly miss. So take me back in time to another world where we feel alright. We don't have to worry when you're by my side. There's nothing I don't know, there's nothing to decide apart from where we want to go.
Hey everyone, it's time for my review of AEW Revolution. Late out of date review of Revolution, the results portion of this video. And like I've said on plenty of message boards and comment sections of videos and on my Facebook account with Facebook friends, this show right here, this pay per view right here, for the most part, up until the end, was a phenomenal pay per view. The undercard, for the most part, delivered, and even the main event delivered. Even though I've seen better matches between Kenny Omega and John Moxley on the Dynamite telecast and the Full Gear pay per view from last year, I mean from 2019, from late 2019. But this pay per view was still awesome up until that ending, which we're going to talk about. That laughingly bad, hilariously bad ending. Well, anyway, the show started off with the Young Bucks defeating MJF and Chris Jericho to retain their tag team championships in one of the best Young Bucks tag team matches here in the states. I like New Japan Young Bucks more. They work more. They wrestle and work more. I like the Young Bucks when they're wrestling, brawling, and super kicking people. I love the super kick spam. The super kick spam, which is part of their gimmick, part of their characters. However, I do not like that random spot fest stunt work, indie flippy, indie flippy, indie flippy stuff with kicks. I do not like that. I do not like that, and I'm glad they didn't do a lot of that here. There were only a couple of spots in certain moments of the match. Jericho to MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Freeman led the Young Bucks to their best matches ever. I wanted MJF and Jericho to actually win to win this match, but them losing set something else up on one of the two dynamites after this event right here. So that's why they didn't win here. The next match of the night had had what was on the next match, and then you had the next match. The next match I think was it was either the female or the tag team battle royal. I can't remember. Yeah, it was the battle royal. You had the casino tag team battle royal for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The battle royals, multi-man elimination matches, war games, elimination chambers, and multi-man Survivor Series elimination tag team style matches are usually my favorite matches, followed by three ways and four ways are usually my favorite types of matches in wrestling. And one of the main reasons I still even watch scripted fake wrestling are those type of matches. So yeah, you had an awesome tag team battle royal featuring Matt Sydal and Mike Sydal, his Matt Sydal and his brother Mike Sydal, one of the teams I wanted to win. Um, the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, one of the Varsity Blondes, one of the other teams I wanted to win the the Butcher and Blade, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, Saris, Private Party, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, one of the other teams I wanted to win. Um, um, Pac and Ray Phoenix, who of course these guys of course would actually end up winning it with I think Ray Phoenix winning it individually for his team. Yeah, and then you also had Pretty Peter Avalon and I think Pretty Peter Avalon and his partner P- Peter P- Peter Parker and his partner Billy Gunn and his sons. He has two sons. I thought he only had one son. He had his sons Austin Gunn and Colton Kine. Then you had the natural nightmares, Dustin Rose and QT Marshall with Marshall turning on Dustin Rhodes midway by first off eliminating the Guns who they were allied with, and yeah, yeah, these were all the tag teams competing. Don't mind Ray Phoenix winning, but I didn't want it. The Varsity Blondes, the Guns, Matt Sydal and his brother in the Jurassic Express. I wanted one of those teams to win. Then of course you had Hiraku Shida defeating Ryu Mizuni, Miro and Kip Sabian, with Penelope Ford defeating Best Friends, Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor in one of the matches of the night. In my opinion, one of the matches I really wanted to see was the big money maker match. Heyman Adam Page and versus defeating Matt Hardy, with the winner receiving the loser's first 2021 court earnings. So yeah, then Scorpio Sky defeated Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson, Pentagon L Zero Metal, Lance Archer, and Master Catcher and Ethan Page in a TNT AEW for a contract for a future AEW TNT title match with Scorpio Sky won, and Ethan Page, who recently parted ways with Impact Wrestling, made his debut at this quote unquote pay per view. Next is Darby Allin and Sting taking on Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks with assistance from Hook, Taz's son, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Phenomenal final, another phenomenal final Hollywood deletion style of tag team match. This was the main event. Kenny Omega with Don Callis defeating John Moxley in a exploding death match for the AEW Championship. The match between them was good, but the match wasn't important. It was the storyline building to what happened after the match. Throughout the show and match they were trying to sell to people that the ring was gonna explode. The ring was gonna quote unquote explode. There was a bomb and it was gonna explode. Then finally when the bomb went off, when a bomb went off. It was just a firecracker. It was just a firecracker of smoke. A firecracker of smoke. One cool part was Eddie Kingston, who going into this show was a bad guy. Before and going into this show was a bad guy. Came in and rescued and saved his best friend and did his best to sell and save the segment despite how badly the segment screwed up. The segment screwed up, and now AEW, on the future episodes after this, they would try to cover it up by saying it was a joke all along, yet the announcers were selling it like it was serious. Then they would even make it even more hilarious by trying to pin the whole thing on Impact, saying they planned the bomb and storyline. And you got Tony Khan ashamed of this. He's going after anyone online who happens to repost this hilariously bad botch incident of a pay per view. I like AEW, but they deserve all the bashing in the world. I'm not gonna turn on the company for this, but they deserve all the bashing in the world for this. You promised something and you couldn't deliver on it, and you screwed up big time. You screwed up big time. You screwed up big time. And you came up with two dumber explanations on why it was, instead of just coming out ECW style, coming out and admitting your fault and apologizing to the fans, apologizing to the quote unquote fans. So that's that was AEW Revolution. Like I said, an awesome pay per view. In the On the on camera portion, I'm gonna be reviewing the opening tag team match, the the opening tag team match, Mero's match, Mer Mero and Orange Cassidy's match, the Moneymaker, the tag team street fight, the 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 main event, and of course battle, the casino battle royale. These are the matches that will be reviewed in the on camera portion. So with that being said, let's get started right now. Hello everyone, this is my review, late out of date review of the opening match, the tag team match between the Young Bucks, the defending champions, and Chris Jericho and Maxwell Jacob Freeman. As you can probably tell by the time of day, even though this was one of the very first matches on the card, I decided to review this as one of the last matches. Even though when I put this video together, it will be the first match review. Well, anyway, this tag team match right here between Jericho and MJF, the Young Bucks, was awesome. If this was like I said in the results portion of this review, this was the best match these two had ever. This was the best match, best American tag team match the Young Bucks have had in a long time. A long time. The best work match. The problem I have with the Young Bucks, I like the Young Bucks when they're wrestling, brawling, selling, and super kicking people. Here's what I don't like. I do not like all that empty, flippy stunt work BS the Young Bucks are quote unquote known for. That's why, despite how much of a huge fan of the Young Bucks, unless their matches involve 10 or more people, I usually don't watch. I usually quote unquote don't watch their matches, especially their tag team matches, because I'm sick of all the indie flippy stuff. Flippy stuff. So unless they're 10-man matches or straight up singles matches, I don't watch. Singles or three ways, I don't watch a lot of Young Bucks matches, a lot of quote unquote Young Bucks matches. But this one right here was phenomenal. For the most part, it was personal, with MJF and Jericho attacking the Young Bucks' den. For most of the match, they were brawling and super kicking, which is what I like from the Young Bucks. They didn't even come out to the awesome the Elite song. The Elite song. They stated came out to one of their other theme. They did a couple of spots in the match, but it was mostly a fight, which is what it should be. Not a gymnastics contest. Not a gymnastics contest. Wanted MJF and Jericho to win, but the Young Bucks retained here, and I see why when you look at the next two episodes of AEW Dynamite. Yeah, So yeah, that was it for this match. Now it's time for the main event, the barbed wire massacre. Hey everybody, it's time for my review of match between between the heels Miro and Kip Sabian taking on the baby faces of best friends whenever Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Sorry about that. This match right here, this was an awesome tag team match, and this was one of the matches that stole the show, and one of the matches I was looking forward to. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it would be as good. It was quick, but it was awesome. What an awesome fight! This was mostly a fight. It started off backstage with Miro and Kip Sabian already attacking and double teaming Chuck Taylor backstage and laying out Orange Cassidy backstage, and Miro, then Miro's music, best man, best man plays. He drags Chuck Taylor out. Him and Kip Sabian drag Chuck Taylor out. Chuck Taylor um out of there. Chuck Taylor out there and just double team on him with Miro grabbing a microphone and telling Chuck Taylor to surrender. Chuck Taylor tells him to f himself, and they continue. And Miro continues punishing Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor. This happens until Orange Cassidy comes out, all hurt, selling the injuries, Then lays out Kip Sabian with a brutal lays out Miro with a brutal with his signature one punch forearm. Then he gives Sabian one. Then Chuck Taylor responds with an awesome Uranagi, with a standing Uranagi rock bottom slam to Kip Sabian. And the fight continues with Sabian and Miro controlling most of the match and hitting several big moves, including Kip Sabian hitting a suplex into driver, a cradle into driver onto Orange Cassidy. Miro doing his signature martial arts, stiff martial arts moves. One of the big parts of the match, the focal story points of the match, which shows you Miro doing anything to win, even sacrificing Penelope, sending Penelope, Kip Sabian's girlfriend, sending Orange Cassidy, throwing Orange Cassidy into her, which causes dissension between them, But Miro is able to get the win, with a combo followed by a punching kick combo, followed by the camel clutch for the 1, 2, 3. They celebrate, but you can obviously see obvious dissension between them after Miro pretty much sacrificed Kip Sabian's girlfriend to win the match. So yeah, this was AEW the tag team match. Next is Matt Hardy and Adam Page. Hey everyone, it's now time for my review for the Moneymaker match between Adam Page and Matt Hardy. The winner of this match gets the loser's earnings for the first quarter of this year, 2021. This match was one of the matches I was looking forward to on this pay-per-view, and the match was just as good as I expected. When they both started off locked up with Adam Page pushing Matt Hardy, one of them pushing each other into the corner, and Adam Page unloading on Matt Hardy, stumping a mud hole in him, Stone Cold Steve Austin style. Adam Page not only is he a middle and lightweight Stan Hansen, he's also a middle and lightweight Stone Cold Steve Austin. An even more agile and athletic Stone Cold Steve Austin is Adam Page. And him and Matt Hardy continue fighting. Just brawling, both hitting their signature maneuvers. One of the coolest and most memorable parts of the match was when Matt Hardy kicked Adam Page for a twist of fate. Adam Page blocked it. Page blocked it and picked him up for the Alabama Slam and dropped him backwards, dropped between his legs. I keep forgetting what he calls it, but he hit that move. But the referee wasn't around, so Isaiah of Private Party came in to interfere and help Matt Hardy even up the odds. Matt Hardy, I think, hit the side effect, but that didn't do anything. Didn't try to twist the fate. Didn't try to twist the fate. Dark Order came in to eliminate to interfere on Adam Page's behalf, and that allowed Adam Page to hit the lariat on Hardy, the springboard lariat on Hardy for the 1, 2, 3. Adam Page wins Matt Hardy's first quarter 2021 earnings. So yeah, this was another awesome match, and one of the matches I was looking forward to. Not a lot special happened in this match, but another awesome match from the AEW Revolution. Like I said, it was mostly what happened in the main event is what was wrong with this pay-per-view. For the most part, your undercard was phenomenal. So with that being said, let me get to the next match, which I think is the tag team street fight between Darby Allin, Sting taking on Brian Cage, and Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. So with that being said, here we go. Hey everyone, it's now time for the first of your double main event, and this is the Final Deletion Hollywood Tag Team Street Fight between Team Taz, the heels, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, taking on the babyface team, the Men in Paint, Sting, and Darby Allin. This was a phenomenal fight. This match right here, this was a phenomenal match. I wasn't sure who I wanted to win. I wanted Sting's team to win, but I also wanted Team Taz's, who has my man Brian Cage on it. I wanted Brian Cage to win. But anyway, this was an awesome match. All 4 to 6 plus men who were involved in this match told the right story, and performed well. The match immediately started off with when the two teams got in the ring and confronted each other, with Sting looking like he was about to screw Darby Allin, taking Darby Allin and throwing him into to Brian Cage while he attacks Ricky Starks. While he attacks Ricky Starks and then while Brian Cage then throws Darby Allin outside the ring. Darby Allin sticks to the brick wall like Spider-Man and springboards onto Brian Cage. Brian Cage power bombs Starks on the outside of the ring, and also superplexes him, carries him in a suplex form up the steps. Meanwhile, Sting is unloading on Starks, and then in one of the funniest parts of the match, Sting finally gets his hands on the bat, and Starks just started shivering, just started shaking. The emotion you could see on Rick Starks' face. This was an awesome sell from Ricky Starks. He tries to run away, but Sting gets him. They continue going back and forth with Will Powerhouse Hobbs. B interferes in the match wearing an orange mask before he takes it off, revealing his Powerhouse Hobbs. Then Hook, Taz's son, he gets involved in the match, which is why Taz, who was on commentary the whole match, was so confident the entire match. They just started. There was just action, back and forth spots, back and forth, people hitting each other with stuff. The match finally ended when Sting got Starks in the ring and hit him with the Scorpion Death Drop for the 1, 2, 3, thus winning this awesome Hollywood Final Deletion style street fight. This was vastly similar to the Moose and EC3 Hollywood street fight from last year, the Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan match, and the the 2018 Impact match between Rosemary and Talia Valkyrie of the Knockouts division, and of course Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, who innovated this match in 2016 with their Final Deletion match. This is what this match was similar to, and I liked this match right here. And I really hope what happened on the aftermath of this match, it had Brian Cage showing respect to Sting after this awesome match right here and teasing a face turn. I really hope it's that. I really hope it's not some screw job. I wouldn't put it past AEW to do that. AEW to do that. I really want Taz. I mean Brian Cage to get away from Team Taz. He does not need Taz, and I hated that they paired him up with Taz in the first place. So yeah, this was the first of your double main events. Your main event, Kenny Omega, and John Moxley Extreme Barbed Wire Death Match is coming next. Hey everyone, it's time for my review of the main event between the Barbed Wire Massacre Death Match between defending champion, AEW champion Kenny Omega, and the challenger John Moxley. This match right here, just got done finished watching it again. This match surprisingly was much better the second, third time around watching this match in preparation for this short match review right here. This match right here, Kenny Omega and John Moxley was another awesome fight. This has been one of AEW's biggest and best rivalries, and some of the best matches between the two on both AEW Dynamite and last year at 2019 at Full Gear for some of their greatest matches. And this didn't disappoint. They immediately started off with, even though this was a street fight with traditional wrestling hopes, then they got to the brawling, then they got to the brawling, then they got to the brawling and high spots, with one of the more memorable spots being John Moxley hitting a T-bone suplex onto Kenny Omega, and then later after a series of stiff barbed wire bat shots on the outside of the ring, when Kenny Omega was about to pin John Moxley for the 1, 2, 3, John Moxley's leg accidentally kicked one of the explosive, knocking Kenny in the face, in the face, and allowing Moxley to get the advantage. But the Good Brothers interfered on Kenny Omega's behalf. The Good Brothers interfered on Kenny Omega's behalf, and it was with that Kenny Omega was able to hit his finisher for the 1, 2, 3 on the Moxley. After that, it continued beating down Moxley, tying him up with the barbed wire. And throughout the match itself was good, but it was the story behind the match. Everything was leading up to this bomb going off. They kept selling us this the whole night and this whole match. And so there was 50 minutes left. There was 50 seconds left. 50 seconds left on the clock. And they left. The Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers left Moxley in the ring to get blown up. With then one of my favorite moments of this segment, Eddie Kingston came out battling each of them, turning face. He entered this pay-per-view as a bad guy, turning face, becoming a good guy, and saving his best friend Moxley, covering him for the explosion. Then it was just a smoke-filled firecrackers. It wasn't no explosion at all. I said, I love AEW and I love this pay-per-view, but you cannot. There is no defense for that. And then the explanations for the bomb blowing up on the following editions of AEW were terrible. The first excuse was that it wasn't a real bomb anyway. Yet you had the announcers and everyone sell it, and Kingston himself sell it like it was a real bomb. Number two, you tried to use Impact Wrestling as a scapegoat in the storyline, saying, oh, they're Impact Wrestling and all their incompetence, they purchased and paid for the bomb. No, no, you cannot defend that. That was terrible. That was one of the most hilariously bad botches in history, and you should not have um, came up with a you should not have and you should not have tried to hide it. You should have been like ECW back in the ECW days when they screwed up. The wrestlers would come out, the wrestlers and managers, the wrestlers or owners or whoever was responsible would come out and apologize to the fans. Here you didn't do that. You tried to cover it up with more BS. You tried to cover it up with more BS. So yeah, you should not have promised something that you just couldn't deliver on, man. That you just couldn't deliver on. So yeah, I like this pay per view, but most of the BS it does deserve for that ending. And you got Tony Khan. He's around trying to tackle everyone. He's trying to tackle everyone who he's trying to quote unquote tackle. I mean, he's trying to take down anyone who uploads this quote unquote segment. You can't find a good upload of this segment. So with that being said, well, this has been AEW Dynamite. Like I said, awesome pay per view up until that ending. Up until that ending, I enjoyed this pay per view much better now, which is why I didn't use What I'm Made Of like I did in the Sacrifice, which was also a great pay per view up until the ending. Up until the ending, I used Back in Time, Sonic's Back in Time song instead, because I enjoyed this pay per view, and I enjoy it much more now in the encore than I did when it was on live. So with that being said, you want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now.